Welcome to the session over here. I do this session every week, right, on Saturdays to help new members, new traders in the market assimilate better into the Discord so they don't get too much of random information, because I know there are a lot of things inside the server, but because we do provide a lot of things, right? And it's impossible to really just have it all in one page. So we do need to categorize them, organize them out. And you are able to kind of have segregations, right? You can choose what you want to show, what you don't want to show. Okay. But this session over here is to help you guys, new members to the market, or any sort of questions you guys have. What do you guys anything you guys are struggling with and stuff, right? I can help you guys out. I can answer your questions over here. And for those of you guys who are new to the server, you guys want to know an effective way to use the server, right? This is what I cover as well. And then after those have been covered, okay, then I will go on and answer questions, review some trades, whether you guys have any questions regarding last week's session, whatever the case is. All right. So now before we even start, okay, when you first sign up to the server, all right, now there are a lot of channels over here, and one of the things that you guys might miss out will be, some channels are not popping up and stuff, right? So one of the things you guys can do is go over to this channel over here called channel and roles right at the top of the server. Okay. All right, click on browse channels, and it should show you the channels that you are entitled to, right? Basically, you are open up to. So sometimes, for example, if let's say, I didn't really select PBT alerts, right? So what's gonna happen is that if I do not have that clicked, it will not show up here. So you guys might be wondering, right? What is PBT talking about? Where is this alert channel? Because it's gone. It's because you might not have this checked yet. So make sure that you guys are, so these are for the different languages, so I don't really need them, so I just close them away. So just make sure that you guys have the channels you guys want open, right? Or if it's too long for you guys to scroll down, you guys can just search keywords like PPT alerts or investments, and it will show up, right, based on what you guys need. Okay, so that's the first thing you guys want to do, right? That's the first thing you guys want to review. All these channels are just for an admin, so you guys won't be able to see this unless you guys are part of the first sign up, right? Then you guys will see it. Okay. Now, for those of you guys who just first sign up, all right, VIP guide will be created for you guys for 1 week, 7 days. So during 7 days, you guys will be given a guideline on what you guys need to start with before you guys even start participating in the channel. Okay. So we will go through the onboarding stuff with you guys. There are some mindset and stuff, right? And then also set up notifications, and you want to follow the rules, please read this over here and choose your preferred language and stuff. And then, of course, these are weekly sessions that we provide during the week, right? From Monday to Friday, we have live trading. And then I also do the end of day review sessions that I've done with you guys. And then today we're doing this. And then live options trading is to be announced by Corgi on the day itself. And SPX Mike as well for SPX Lotto's live trading. Those are not part of the schedule, right? They'll do it, on and off, but they will let you guys know if they're doing it. Okay, so go through so when you guys are inside this thing, right? For those guys who do not have this already, maybe expired and you missed out, don't worry, all right? All starts from over here. So all you have to do is scroll down to this premium intro for VIP, right? Now you guys can go through the VIP onboarding over here first. We're in the middle of trying to transit everything inside here into this channel for easier navigation, but for now, right, this is what you guys have here. You got to read these two first. So there's an introduction that is not fully done yet, right? But there's an introduction for each of the analysts that you want to follow. The rules are provided there as well, how you guys want to follow them. Okay, right over here. So you can just read through them. If you want to follow me, make sure to read everything over here. If you want to follow Tyrone, then follow everything Tyrone over here. If you follow Frankie, then there are some stuff that he's providing as well. Same thing for Corgi. For this, all right, for those of you guys who are new to Discord, all this over here can be clicked that will redirect you into the link, right, that you need to watch, right? So for example, I said, if you want to follow me, you have to listen to my rules. You click on this, it should link you to this page where there are 4 categories for you guys to click on. So it doesn't mean that, trading rules to have this, you're done reading. No, you got to click on this as well, right? You got to click on this as well. And then, right, read through everything over here. And then over here, I show you guys how to manage your trades. You click on this, it will redirect you to this again, right? So for you guys to go back to where it is again, all you have to do is just go back to the VIP onboarding, right? It is a little bit troublesome, okay, but at least it's redirected, all right, for you guys. Now, if you guys don't want to go, if you guys want to, there are some additional stuff as well where you guys can read. Okay, so for example, let's talk about Corey, right? He has some rules over here that you can see. If you want to follow me, it's very important that you read through the list of my rules. You click on this, it will show you guys his list of his rules, right? His the options on Weibo, whatever, right? These are his rules over here for the how you want to manage your trades and whatnot. Okay, hold on one second. All right, so next one is going to be the VIP onboarding section. Now, for those of you guys who are new to trading, okay, now I understand that a lot of you guys are new to trading, and there is going to be certain stuff that you guys are not used to, right? Which I will show you guys, what are some of the important stuff that you guys need to really adapt to, right? There are a lot of things that when you guys first start trading, you guys would think that just having a broker to be able to buy and sell shares is very good. All right, I mean, it's good enough, but that's not true. Okay, whenever we're dealing with very, very volatile tickers where the price can change in literal seconds, you need a very good day trading broker, which all this information over here is provided for you guys under this thread over here. So you need to click on this, and once you click on this, you'll be able to get access to you'll be able to get access to the details, right? You guys need to have basically everything you guys need to know, right? The brokers you guys want to use. I would suggest if you're inside United States, right, Webull or Thinkorswim, right? If you don't intend to ever trade 4 a.m., then you don't need to sign up for Webull. I mean, you can as well, but the difference between Webull and Thinkorswim is that Webull allows full hours of trading. Thinkorswim only starts at 7 a.m. Eastern. Robinhood, again, does not support day trading. I see many of you guys over here still continue to use Robinhood, thinking that things are going to be good. But as of now, from what I know, Robinhood is not good for day trading. All right, it allows you to buy and sell shares. Like I said, you can buy shares, you can sell shares, but it's not good for day trading. All right, because I will show you guys one example later why it's not good. Okay, but there's that. So Weibo is great for those of you guys who are in the United States. Same thing for Thinkorswim. Now, for those of you guys who are outside of the United States, maybe for UK or maybe even India or basically the Europe region or Singapore, right, where I'm from, right? Weibo is great if you have the feature Turbo Trader. You gotta check on it. If not, you guys can sign up for Interactive Brokers. This should be pretty widely available. All right. So that's the first thing. Now, once you guys have gone through all of this information you guys need, okay, go over to the second section over here. This is again basically a video form, a recording on what you guys need to get yourself geared up before you guys start day trading, right? It's a 27-minute video, okay? You can just watch through it, listen to it. It will pretty much show you from step one what you guys need all the way down to basically the beginner stuff. Remember, a lot of the people, when you guys first start trading, you guys think that it's just as simple as buying and selling of shares. And I don't blame you guys for that, because you guys do not have the experience in trading, right? But you don't want to make that mistakes. Your mistakes don't have to be expensive. That's what I'm saying, right? You don't want to be buying a ticker that is Chinese, for example. You don't know that Chinese do liquidation moves, right? I don't think you will know. I don't think anyone who first entered the trading space would know, right? But all these are stuff that is either you hear from an experienced person or you experience it yourself. And then we don't want the second part to happen, because that's going to be a very expensive lesson. We don't need to have that. So please go through all this over here. Okay, so once you're done in these two, go down to this, right? This is basically another guide. And now, a lot of you guys over here keep trying to follow my plays when you guys are not focused. I'm going to say this again for your own good, all right? If you cannot focus when taking day trades, if you cannot trade on your PC, all right, if you do not have a good trading platform, right, a good day trading platform like Webull, Thinkorswim, or Interactive Brokers, taking my trades over here you're gonna put yourself at risk. There are some plays that don't move as quick, right? Then you'll be fine. But not every single play is gonna be like that, because I mainly focus on momentum. Okay. Frankie does day trades. You can follow him if you want. But at the end of the day, these are still plays that are for people who can focus. Now, again, I'm not saying that you cannot day trade. If you have a day job means you cannot day trade, you can. But maybe, for example, if you're at your job, right, and you let's say you have an hour where you can actually just focus on day trade, then during that hour, okay, maybe you can be done in 10 minutes of doing it in that hour, then you can follow. But once you're done with it, you're done with it. If you have any open positions and you have to step away, please close it off or set your stop loss. Right? Do not hold on to it. All right. But yes, these are the channels for people who can focus without distractions. For those of you guys who do not have or who have a day job and you're not able to focus, maybe you're on the road, you're driving all the time, it's going to be very risky for you to day trade, then please follow channels like this. Right? 1% plays is for mid to large cap swings. Diana is for swings, and then no, Tyrone's channel is not recommended anymore, so I'm going to remove that. I'm gonna change it up to so this is another channel you guys can follow, right? It's another swing channel. Right, so these are what's the update? Oh yeah, there we go. These are channels for those of you guys who have a day job and you're not able to focus, then you guys can make your money over here. So it's not like you guys cannot make money, but you don't, when you guys try to make money into a situation where you cannot fully take advantage of, you're going to lose money, right? So might as well make your money over here instead of trying to force something and then you end up losing money instead. Okay, so then these are options, okay? Primarily focus on day trades and swings, mostly swings, right? This is they all have their own style. My suggestion for you guys is to focus on let me add a little bit more. I haven't been updated this for a long time. At the same time, might as well, right? So a lot of them have their own style, right? So what you guys want to do is take your time, maybe take a week, right? Paper trade or trade smaller size with their plays, see which one fits you the best. And then once you've figured out which one fits you the best, please select only one person and strictly follow that person all the way. Do not take 1-2 plays from here, 1-2 plays from here, 1-2 plays from here. This goes for the same for day trades as well. If you want to day trade, either follow everything in Frankie or follow everything in mine, right? Do not take half of Frankie's, do not take half of mine. Same thing for swings. If you want to swing, follow everything in one channel, do not switch around. Why is that so? It's because each trader will have their own losing trades as well, right? So if let's say, for example, trader A, right, does a win, lose, win. Oh shit. Oh, lose, win, and win. And then trader B, on the other hand, does lose. All right, win, lose. So for example, if your option is to follow trader B at the start, you're gonna be losing 3 times, right? And then you'll see oh damn, trader A is actually winning 3 times. Maybe I should follow trader A. And then when you start to follow trader A, you start taking its losses as well. And then trader B will start winning, right? This is normal because every trader, the more wins I have, it increases the probability of me taking losses than the next one, right? Because no one is 100% win rate. So please stick to one channel only. Do not be selective. Do not be like taking 1-2 plays from me and then taking another place from another person because you see winning, because it will switch up. All right. We ourselves, as we share our trades, when we win a lot, we also will take losses too. They are bound to come. Same. So please do not switch around. Stick to just one person. All right. And also, of course, you stick to them based on your situation. Okay. And all these are, again, re-emphasis on the stuff that you guys can really find in the onboarding section, or just a re-emphasis and stuff, right? And then please watch the video at the end. This is a similar thing to what I'm doing right now, but you guys can kind of see what's going on over here. Okay. And then after that, if let's say you decide to choose to follow my rules or follow my alerts, click on this and read all 4 of this over here. All right. All very important for you guys to know, especially for the breakout alerts. Because some of you guys are taking breakout alerts, not taking it properly. So please click on that. There's a video for you guys to watch. I show you guys live examples. I show you guys different ways of actually approaching it as well. Please watch it. It's all recorded over here for you guys. All right. And then, of course, the most important thing is please stay engaged to the channels that we provide. All right. There is a charting chat for you guys to share your charts if you guys want to learn. Okay, you guys can drop your charts down. I'll reply. Tag me, obviously, so I know. I'll reply. I'll show you guys examples of how you guys want to do it. And you see over here, Joseph, you read the fundamentals of technical analysis video on VF onboarding. You see, it's over there, right? A lot of people, they spend a lot of years finding useless information, or rather information that is not applicable to the market. All the information that I'm trying to provide you guys over here are something that you guys can genuinely apply to the market, get yourself ready, and actually start, right? Not, bullshit information. So please go through all this over here. Okay, yeah. So and of course, stay engaged. Any questions you guys have, feel free to ask. You can always reach out to me either through the support ticket. DMs might be a little bit difficult, right? Because I can tell you guys, man, I have like a fuckload amount of DMs I don't even see. I have a lot of DMs over here, but support ticket will be we'll go through them. I'm talking to you guys as friends as well, even over here, right? You guys can reach out to me at the end of day session as well. And yeah, feel free to reach out whenever you guys have any questions, right? And that's the only way you guys can grow as well. It's easy for me. It's not easy for me to go to every single one of you guys and ask you guys whether you guys are okay, but it's okay for you guys to come to me instead, right? That makes a lot more sense. It's not like I'm pushing you guys away. I'm trying to help you guys out too, but if you guys don't reach out to me, I don't know how to help you guys because I wouldn't know if you guys are struggling or not. So you guys know how to reach out to us, right? The support channel, so on and so forth. Okay, all right. So now the next thing I want to go through is why is having a good broker important, right? Some of you guys may not know, okay? And for the sake of people who have been here, okay, for the sake of people who are new over here, I'm going to go through it again. For those of you guys who have been generally not day trading, you think that you're trading, you think you've been trading in the market, right? Just by buying and selling shares. I can tell you that that is not day trading, right? And I'll show you guys a couple of examples. I'll show you guys one example, right? Let's find a play, right, that move quickly so that it makes sense for me to kind of have you guys have that platform, right? Something that once it had a breakout, it went absolutely crazy. Okay, so let's see, for example, okay, no, well, let's look at this. I think there was one. Let's move very quickly over here and see. MRKR. Yeah, we talk about. Let's look at MRKR together. All right, let's look at MRKR together, and I'll show you guys how I actually executed a trade, so that you guys can see and understand why it's so important and why do I keep stressing on the fact that you guys need to have a day trading broker and not just a broker that allows you to buy and sell shares. All right, it's very different. All broker allows you to buy and sell shares, okay, but not every single broker allows you to day trade. Okay, so let's go through this MRKR trade over here. Okay, hold on. Let me pause this first. Okay, hold on. Let's pause it. Okay, so again, right, as I said earlier just now, having a day trading broker is very important. All right, all brokers allow you to buy and sell shares, but not every single broker allows you to effectively day trade. Okay, not every single broker allows you to effectively day trade. And what do I mean by that? Now, when it comes to normal circumstances, right, when you guys are buying and selling of shares, generally most of you guys do it on the phone because of the sake of convenience. But this is also the reason why you guys are not successful with it and you guys are losing money on it. Why? Because again, you guys know, right? It's not genuinely it's not good. You guys are trying to force plays where they are very highly volatile, and you guys are wondering why it's not working out for you. Is because you're not well equipped to do it. Okay, and this is an example I'm going to show you guys about how a day trading broker actually looks like and how the execution is going to be like. So for most of you guys over here, what you guys do is, okay, for most of you guys over here, what you guys do when you guys come to buying shares, right? We took at the alert over here. You guys will go over to this, right? Be it on your phone or on your PC, right? You guys will select the amount of shares. Think about this, right? We start the countdown timer right now. Right? You make sure that the amount of shares is correct. You make sure that the size is correct. You make sure the price is correct. And you see, keep in mind that while you're doing this, the price is still moving as well. So sometimes you might miss out on the ads that you want. Okay. And then you make sure everything's okay, press confirm it's set. And it don't fill because the price has already gone up. You get what I mean? Right? So, and what's worse is you press send, the price has gone up, you miss your entries for you to take profits, and then from here, the price comes down. And then you end up getting filled because you couldn't cancel your orders in time, and you took a loss for no reason when that should have been a winning trade. And is that your fault? I would say it's not your fault. It's the fact that you do not have a good day trading broker, which is the reason why you're not able to execute flawlessly, or rather not able to execute this properly. So right over here, you can see that, okay? I'm going to tell you guys, right? Looking for low 3x dips. Now for me, low 3x dips can be anything under 350. So I'm watching this over here. And this is how an active trader, a proper trading setup is going to look like, and how quick your execution is. Right? Remember, this is how a proper day trading broker is going to look like, right? And how you guys can day trade effectively and quickly as well, and not be caught up in the volatility. Okay? If you use the first way, as I showed you guys just now, the traditional way, of just buying and selling and stuff, right? Which most of the general public know how to do it. It's not for day trading. They are good for buying shares like Amazon, Nvidia, because you can take your time. You don't really have to rush. You're not buying and selling in seconds. But sometimes a trade can happen in literal seconds. I'm not saying all of it, but sometimes it can happen in literal seconds. And you want to be able to capitalize on that few seconds of move. Okay, so let me show you guys over here. So remember, I'm looking for low 3x dips. All right, and my stop loss is under 285 as per the plan. That was the original plan. Stops on 285. So now I'm waiting. Low 3x dips. I haven't really gotten it. It's either that or 410 breakout, right? 415 breakout. Sorry. So I'm waiting for either one of the situations to happen. If the breakout happens first, then I will take the breakout. If the dips happens first, then obviously I will always prioritize the dips over the breakout. Okay, so I'm waiting. Low 3x dips, remember? So anything under 350, right? 340, 330s, as low as you can get it, that's fine. So I'm watching, I'm waiting. I have my button, my mouse on the buy button, right? So that when the price hits when the price goes to the level that I want, I'm ready to press the buy. Right? I know I have 1,000 shares as well. It's okay. Right? So I'm watching as the price goes down. Right? I'm watching. So it's a little laggy a little bit. Okay, it's a little bit delayed. Okay, you see the price is not really reflecting as well, but it will catch up in time. But again, like I said, this is a glitchy broker. So again, I'm watching, right? I see low trees. I'll start adding some. I see low trees again, right? I'll maybe start adding some. Do you guys see how quick my buys are? Right now I know I have 2,000 shares. So when it goes up, right? And my stop loss initially was 285. Right? So I'm just gonna wait for this first. Okay? Waiting to have my stops on 285. Maybe I can grab more at the low trees even. Now, but the thing is, if from here, if we reach above that 350, so we go into high trees, right? So this is where I can start to trim some off. Okay, I can start to trim some off. But you guys can see, what I'm trying to show you guys over here is how quick the execution is. Right? How quick the execution is for you guys to buy shares and for you guys to take your profits as well. And many of you guys over here keep saying, oh, I still want to do this on my phone. But then think about this. The whole reason why you're losing money initially before you even come here is because you have been doing it on your phone. It's time for a change. All right. So I'm waiting. Now look, as price goes up, it might be quick, but you see, it's not as quick as me using my finger to click the button. It's just clicking one button. Right? It's not as quick as that. It's not gonna be as quick as me doing that. So I'm just watching, right? That's why you gotta stay focused on when you have an active position. All right. And if let's say you have to step away right now, you got a last minute meeting, either close your entire position over here, take a $50 loss, or set a stop loss and step off the computer. Because we all know what happened over here. This thing went all the way down. Right? You don't want to end up that one person holding that amount of shares. Right? And again, one of the rules of trading is losing habits. So I'm still waiting. I'm not going to be selling for 339 to 340 something. That's bullshit, right? So I'm waiting. I want at least, at least to be above 350s and stuff. So I can at least reduce a little bit. I'm not selling everything because, this thing might reverse back up all the way. But I want to see at least more. But I want to see at least, near 350s and stuff. Okay, over here, I see 359. I'm scaling off. Now pause. Can you guys see how quick the execution is? When I see the number, I'm there. I'm ready to sell. But for those of you guys who use the traditional method, you guys will be okay. What? Oh, let me separate. When you guys press confirm and set, the price might not already be there. It might hit this and wick down, and you missed it. But you guys can see how quick this is. You guys can see how quick this is. I can catch it easily, right? I can catch it easily. I can easily just catch it, just with a click of a button. I don't need to set anything. This is what day trading looks like, right? This is what day trading actually looks like. Not your broker that allows you to buy and sell shares. I mean, sure, you can buy and sell shares, but this is not day trading. It's buying and selling of shares, at least from my experience. So let's say if I have remaining shares, right? I generally don't sell all, but just for, just to show you guys how it was, I sold all. But let's say I have remaining shares left. Initial stop loss was under 285. Remember that? But because I've taken some profits, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hash my stop loss under 330. So I'll close off everything. So I'll keep myself very, very small green over here. But the 285 is still in play. So I'll revisit this again if we show signs of strength near 285. But if we continue to just drop all the way down, then I'll ignore it. Okay, so different ways, right, how you guys can execute it. But the main thing I want to show you guys up here is the importance, right, of having a good broker to day trade. And a lot of you guys don't have that. And it's very easy for you guys to know what you guys are entitled to. I'm literally just handing it out for you guys over here, telling you guys, hey, you know, you just want to go over this, right? All the information you guys need over here. Ignore it. I mean, this is just for those of you guys who use Robinhood. I'm tell you guys, this is not simple day trading. And you guys can find which one's best for you and go sign up for it. It's easy. It's simple. Okay. Yeah. All right. So just the beginner stuff over here right now. Right now, the next thing is answering questions. Okay. Next thing is answering questions. I can pretty much just kind of help you guys out with, you know, what you guys need and all that. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, give me a second, guys. Let me pause the recording for a bit. Holding. One question. Okay, so answering questions right now, whether you guys have anything, right? Please. One question I didn't want to ask, but truly when a ticker runs itself, is there and the trade is successful? Obviously, you can't run this when it breaks down and you move on. My question is when do you come back to the same ticker? When it sets up again, but I notice you don't touch the same ticker. Sometimes thinking maybe the relative volume is your top process. So I do have timings on taking trades, right? So, you know, maybe the ticker is looking good right now. But then lunchtime is approaching, for example, or something else is consolidating, right? And then if let's say that consolidation leads to a breakout, we might get volume rotating out from that. So sometimes for me, I would prefer to just wait till post lunch, you know, get more clarity on the situation. You see, for me, right, I keep telling you guys, right, your job as a trader isn't to find the most bottom of entries and find the most top of entries, right? Your job is mainly to make profits, and you can make profits even if you chase tickers. You know what I mean? But I don't want to be making a decision or making a trade when there are a lot of uncertainties in the market. Lunchtime, maybe, you know, volume drops, or there are 5 tickers that looks good right now. One of them is running, 4 looks good, but it's not running right now. I don't want to be caught up in that uncertainty. And sure, I may miss the move. I may miss the initial move, right? But if let's say at the end of the lunch time, the 4 tickers that looks good died, and the only one that's running is the one that actually looks good from the start, then I'll get back in. I'll get in on that. At the end of the day, you know, if it goes up from there, I'm still going to be green. I may not be getting at the bottom of the trade or the setup. Okay, but I'm still profitable. I don't care whether, you know, I get the bottom of the trade. You know what I mean? That's not your goal. That's not what your job is. That's not what you're supposed to do as a day trader. Your job is purely, right, simply to be profitable. That's it. And you can do it in any way you want. It doesn't have to be, oh, I got to catch the bottom of the move and stuff like that. Any way to learn puts end to end? Sorry, I don't know what the question is. What do you mean puts end to end? Can we upload this video to the Discord? Yes. Okay. So all these recordings that I do, right? All these recordings that I do will be uploaded. Will be uploaded inside this channel here called Recorded Reviews. All right. So you can just check it over here. Okay. All right. Again, if you don't see the channel, please go over to Channel and Rows, browse channels, Recorded Reviews, and you should be able. If it's unchecked, check it, and you'll be able to see it. Okay, in a simple term, please explain what this means. UAVS 2.25 near the day, 10 to 50% left. So let me just run you guys through, all right? Again, taking profits, guys, remember, at the end of the day, taking profits has to be on your own decision. You don't have to be exactly the same as how I do it, all right? But you have to be at least know how to secure your own profits. Please don't tell me, oh, I'm waiting for this to go 200% to take profits, because you crazy, all right? So my alerts, if you read my rules, okay, I won't go through it right now because it's very long. Right? But my rules, I mean, not long, but okay, you know what? I'm just going to go through it. Right, my rules over here, okay, these are trading rules, good to have, but my alerts are color coded. Green is a buy alert, orange is an update on existing alert, red means I'm personally out. Obviously, you want to watch what is mentioned inside the ticker, inside the bar, right? So if I say UAVS $2 break, for example, and right now UAVS is at 186. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that I'm only gonna take this when it breaks 2. I'm not in before that, right? And then obviously when I say UAVS took some at 188, well, you guys know I'm in at 188. You guys remember, you guys do not have to have the same exact entries as I do. Okay, you guys can have it better, you guys can have it a little bit higher, it's fine, but as long as it's not too high. If I'm telling you guys I'm looking for $2 and you tell me that you want to be adding this at 197, that's a little bit too high. All right. So that's what I mean. Okay. If I were to say UAVS, I'm looking at this trade right now, no position, I'll let you guys know if I'm taking it, but it's a green bar, guys, you know that I'm not in. All right. So even though I do say that green is a buy alert, but I'm preempting you guys. Right. So at least read what's inside. At least you know when it's green, you'll be ready to buy if inside says it's a buy. All right, but this is pretty self-clear, pretty self-explanatory. Took some at 188, stop loss under 180, 175. That's the plan. And as UAVS go up, over here, 225 new on the day, it means that the price just hit 225. Okay, new on the day, and I only have 10 to 15% of my position left. So for example, if I have 1,000 shares, I secured profits over here on this move. When I say 225 new on the day, does not mean I secured exactly at 225. I may be taking profits at 222, 221, 218, 217. Okay, what I'm just trying to tell you guys is that I only have 100 to 150 shares left for my initial 1,000 shares. That's what I meant. TJ. All right, that's what I mean. All right, this is the question from TJ for those of you guys who want to review this. So TJ is asking, in a simple term, please explain what this means. UAVS 225 new on the day, 10 to 15% left, stop loss set at 185. Right, so this basically means that it's an orange color alert, right? So it means that I'm updating on an ongoing position, which is UAVS over here, okay? And I'm trying to tell you guys, I only have 10 to 15% of my original position left. So if I have 1,000 shares initially, I only have 100 to 150 shares left. And right now I'm gonna set a stop loss at 185, and I'm gonna ignore this position and gonna let it do its own thing. And I think it should be pretty clear. Right, not very it's not very, I would say, complicated. Yeah. So Irfan's asking 4 questions. Do we need to learn chart patterns or do they not really work? Yes, you guys need to learn chart patterns. I think chart patterns are not the holy grail. I mean, you don't have to base your entirety on chart patterns, right? Number one, let me show you guys, for example, as I said again, think of chart patterns as road signs. Right? When you drive on the road, you want to know where to turn left, where to turn right, where to go straight, where's the roundabout, so to get to your destination, right? So, but if you don't have those road signs, you're practically driving blind. Okay, so when you enter a trade, you gotta have a trading plan. A trading plan consists of your entry price, right, and where your stop loss is, very important, and what are your potential levels you can potentially hit, or what are your potential resistance levels that you gotta watch out for. But when you have a trade of a pattern or a chart setup, then you will know, right, where to put your stop loss. So for example, this is an ascending triangle pattern. Okay, we'll see this over here, right? So this is an ascending triangle pattern. It's one of the most common pattern, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. Very easily accessible. Every single day it's gonna show up, right? So over here you can see this is an ascending triangle pattern. Exactly what I drew, right? You go over here and then it breaks out. Now you see every single ascending triangle pattern, on textbook, right? They will keep telling you guys, ascending triangle pattern means it's gonna break out, right? If it's an ascending triangle pattern, ascending means it's breaking out. You see, ascending means it's breaking out. Descending means it's breaking down. this is what I mean by it's not, this is bullshit. Okay, this is bullshit. All right, because you know, you and I both know, every single trade that we take, or some of you guys who have been trading long enough, and ascending triangle pattern doesn't mean that it's always going to break out, because price can still do what? Price can still do, right? Price can still do this. So does it mean that an ascending triangle pattern means it's going to break out? No. But what a chart pattern helps you to do is it helps you to identify where your resistance is at. So if let's say you take your entries over here, then where should you have your stop loss, right? It doesn't make sense for you to have your stops underneath here. It doesn't make sense for you to have your stops underneath here because you're trading this particular pattern. So your stop loss should be roughly around here. So it's like what I said, right? When you drive, you want to have road signs so you know what you're doing. But if you're randomly taking a position, taking a play, there is no pattern, then you don't know where to put a stop loss that's reasonable. Okay, I'll show you guys a couple of examples as well of ascending triangle patterns that worked out last week. It was pretty good, right? It was two tickers. One was Tello, the other one was BZI, right? So let's look at that. All right, review them again. Let's see. So BZI was over here. Okay, so you can see right over here we have sorry, my bad. So we have an ascending triangle pattern. You can see that, right? You have the flat resistance over here as per the chart says over here. Flat resistance and the rising lower trend support. So same thing. Flat resistance, rising lower trend support. Price broke out and then it went up. But sometimes price can do this and come down, right? So what is a chart pattern going to help you with? It's going to, let's say if I were to take an entry over here, I know that my stop loss is going to be underneath here because I know this is my trend. So at least you're not lost. You know what's going on. Same thing for Tello, right? We have over here an ascending triangle breakout, right? A flat resistance, right? This is off the daily key level. You want to use this, that's fine too. A flat resistance over here, okay? Right, I hope you guys can see what I'm trying to draw. This thing is pretty, right? You have your triangle over here, right? You have a triangle over here. See that? Oh, shit. All right, you have a triangle over here. You see that, right? So you can see you can have a flat resistance on this. Okay, you take the breakout and your stop loss will be underneath here. You know what I mean? So having a chart pattern just basically tells you, right, you have a clearer trading plan. But remember, not every single ascending triangle pattern meets is going to break out. This is just textbook, it's bullshit. All right, there are some ascending triangle patterns that breaks down, right? Like I said, the pattern is just a guide. Okay, it just tells you where you should have your stop loss, where you should do this and that. Because look, if ascending triangle patterns always leads to a breakout, everyone would be rich just trading that pattern. It's not as simple, but it helps you with, right, giving you guys a clearer trading plan, so you know what's going on. Okay, so that's the first thing. Secondly, what is the best time frame to use for identifying market trends? Now, this is very situational. Every single pattern has its own time trend. All right, every single pattern might form different trends on different time frames. Some of them might be forming it on the 5-minute. Some of them might be forming on 10-minute. There is no hard and fast rule to this. The best thing for you to do is cycle through all time frames and see which one fits you the best. I think I saw one last week on this stock cut open. I think I'm not really going to touch this because it's very expensive. But let me show you guys something, right? So look at the 1 minute, right? You can see it's very, it's very choppy within the EMAs. It's not much trend over here. But if you look at this on the 5-minute though, okay, if you look at this on the 5-minute, now look, at least on the intraday time frame, right, on the day itself, open hit the 200 EMA over here and price rised up. Price went down, tapped the 200 EMA over here again, and then look at the way it went. It went all the way to 271. So if I were to take a trade over here, right, 200 EMA is my rate line, by the way, okay? If I were to take my trade over here, what I can do is I will take my entries on this at 190. So I understand there's a trend bounce on this. So now I go back to the 1 minute chart, right? I want to see if there is any sort of potential pattern. This is the bounce that happened, right? So I know that the 200 EMA is roughly around 180 something. I'll mark my levels over here. And then when I see a new uptrend being formed, right? Like I said, I see a new uptrend being formed. I can take my entries over here at 190s. I have my stops underneath 183 because that is my 5-minute 200 EMA trend that the pattern has shown on the day itself. Does it mean that every single time stocks are going to do this? No, because if you look at UAVS, there isn't any sort of trend like that. There isn't. right? The 200 EMA is very far away. So you have to cycle through different time frames because price action trades very differently for very different tickers. Some of them trade quick, some of them don't trade quick, right? So it's very situational. You have to cycle through the time frames and identify the trend. For me, but what I can say is that for me, intraday wise, I use 1 to 5 minute. No, not 2. I don't even use 2 and 3. 1 or 5 minute. And that's for the intraday part. And then if it's a multi-day mover, identifying trend, I might use 10, 15, or 30-minute charts. Or maybe sometimes even 1 hour. How can we identify an uptrend or downtrend, and what methods are most reliable? You can identify an uptrend or downtrend by looking at the chart. You gotta see whether the EMAs are respecting, or if you guys don't use EMAs, you gotta use MAs, whether is it respecting. There are no methods that's most reliable. Okay, again, there is no such thing as one strategy is the best among all. It's how you apply it, it's how it fits you. If you don't understand how to use that, then and you try really hard, you still don't understand, move on to something else that you understand. Okay? But yeah. Sometimes I miss your trade calls. How can I catch your call without losing money? Stay in my page. Now, this is a very good question. So I have a safety guard, right? I keep telling you guys, look, if you guys cannot trade my calls, if you guys cannot look at my screen, right? If you guys cannot sit down and stay focused, don't take my place. And many of you guys keep asking me this. Sometimes the notifications can be a little bit slow. And yes, maybe because we send out 10, 20, 30, 40 alerts a day, right? There might be a bit of backlog on the alert. So I say this. If you want to trade my calls, best is if you guys have a separate monitor or a phone, right, on my channel, okay, and just wait for something to pop up. All right, this way you don't have to wait for notifications, and you're sure to get the earliest possible alert, right? Alert from me. And if you guys cannot do that, it just means to me that you're not focused. And if you're not focused, you're not supposed to day trade. You see what I mean? That's a safety guard right there. Okay, if you cannot do that and you still want to do it, then you're just not in the right situation to day trade. Okay? What's the name of this tool you're using for the charts? Thinkorswim. This is what I'm using, Thinkorswim. All right, by Charles Schwab. Oh yes. So having a good broker is one thing, but having a very having good internet speed is also very important, because you don't want to be into a trade and then suddenly the internet is down and you're gonna end up being stuck because you cannot execute your trades. I do see sometimes stop loss order getting missed if we set tight stop loss. How can we handle this? I use TWS. Sorry, Mohammed, what do you mean by tight stop loss getting missed? If you're still here. Mohammed, Sirajuddin Wahid Ali. What do you mean by tight stop loss getting missed? You mean you set a stop loss order and then what do you mean? I don't understand. See if you can further elaborate on this. If I give an example. How to know when there is entry when you give us one? How do you know when there is an entry when you give us one? What? Hold on. Jihan is not here anymore. Okay, Jihan's not here anymore. Terry's still here. So Terry, what do you mean? If I say this, isn't this an entry? I don't understand. Terry, I mean, maybe can you elaborate on what Jihan's saying? Because the only thing that I would say that he's saying this is because he doesn't know that my alerts are green in color. Okay, my buy alerts are green in color, which again you should have went through the onboarding before you even start doing this, right? It's all over here. Trading rules, how to read my alerts. Click on this. There is how to understand my alerts. It's all mentioned over here. I even give you guys like some screenshots from before, because this was like back in 2022. I never changed my style. It's always been like that. Right? It's always been like that. I never changed my style. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that's so. I mean, if that's not the question you are having, all right, Terry, or maybe you have something different, please let me know. Okay, but that's how you know. Yeah. So yeah, it's no, that's not just that, Terry. Okay, it's not just coming to the meeting to understand this. Like I explained just now, please go through the onboarding, right? Go through this video again if you come in late. I basically just mentioned everything from the start, right? Go through this video. It's gonna be recorded over here later under recorded review, so you can go through it. Okay. How are you initiating a position on a breakout? Buying as soon as a price breaks the breakout level. When a 1 minute candle closes above breakout level. When a 1 minute candle closes above breakout level. Now I mentioned this again before, right? Big 80s, and he's not here. He's asked the question and he's gone. Okay, but so big 80s. This is for you if you're watching this. Okay. Go over to VIP onboarding. Click on this. Right, there is how to read and understand breakout alerts. You click on this. There's a whole ass video that will show you and me explain to you how you exactly understand breakout plays. But it's when the 1 minute candle closes above the breakout level. All right. Do you have any videos on how to set up patterns? How far back should one look for a chart to make a choice? You should look to as far back as possible. As much information as you can get. As much relevant information as you can get. Right? If let's say for example, right? Right now, okay, the let's say for the past 10 weeks, all right, for the past 10 weeks of info, the price has been trading over here. For example, for the past 10 weeks, the price has just been consolidating like that. Okay, and then today, right, this thing has news and the price breaks out and goes up all the way. Does it make sense for you to look through 10 weeks of data over here? No, it's irrelevant, right? Maybe before this 10 weeks, price was trading like that. Then it makes more sense for you to look before. That's more relevant to the current price point. So look to as far as you can that it's relevant. All right, TRB. Is she here or is she here? Oh, it's here. Okay, that's good. Look, it has to be relevant. That's what I'm saying. Do you have any videos on how to set up patterns? I don't. There is. I mean, you have to draw it on a broker, right? You have to draw it on a broker. The patterns are not set up, by the way. I mean, you can possibly have probably like bots or scripts to help you set up those patterns, but I don't have that. And I think as a new trader, it's very important for you to not rely on scripts, right? You should at least do it yourself, so you can know and you'll get better at visualizing charts and candlesticks. If you just keep relying on the script, you're not exactly doing it yourself, and that's not going to be good for you. Like for me right now, if I want to use script to save the hassle, can, because I've really done my work to get used to understanding the chart and pattern. But to start, I think you guys should at least start learning how to draw and learning how to look at the chart, right? So you can get the intuition as well. Oh, this chart looks good, because you're used to it. You're used to looking at it. If you give us entry price and I'm in, how can I track this on the chart myself so I can know where to exit before it falls rapidly? Can I do this using trading view charts? Oh no, yeah, you can use it doing trading view charts. You should use it. Sorry, TJ, where are you from? If you're buying a broker, maybe let's say it's Webull, then you should watch it on the Webull's chart. So Mohammed, right? So your question is, if let's say you set a stop loss and you miss, right? Yes, I understand. It doesn't get executed. It's because you're using a stop loss or stop limit. So it's this one. You're using this, correct? You're using stop limit. Don't use stop limit. Never ever use stop limit for stop loss. Stop limit is very tight. You want to use this stop. That's it. Then you will get stopped out. You won't get stopped out at exactly 130. Or you stop, then this one I think you have to ask your broker, because this one you have to ask your broker. But for me, I mean, I don't really use OCO orders, because like I said, I like to manually manage my position if I'm in the trade. I think that's a very good habit to have as well. But if you're not getting executed, even though you're using stop, then I think you gotta call your broker and ask them what the fuck's going on. That's a 1 out of 5 times? No, but it shouldn't. You know, maybe it's a broker glitch and stuff. You should ask them. If it's 1 out of 5 times, I think it's okay. I mean, it's still not okay in my book, but you should ask the broker about this because it should fill. It should stop. Do you set stop loss in pre-market? No. You cannot set stop loss in pre-market. You cannot set stop loss in pre-market. Usually the limit order stop don't fill most of the time. No, you cannot set stop loss in pre-market. Even if it's stop limit, doesn't matter, right? But even so, don't ever use stop limit, just use stop. All right. You have to manually watch the position. I can't listen live today, but I have 2 questions. How does the float relate? Okay, so a question from Race. I don't think he's here anymore. But a question from Race, right? So how does the float relate to an upcoming trade? Example, higher the float, the better the trade. Also, regarding SoFi, should I buy before or after the upcoming news, TIA? Okay. So TJ, okay, I'll answer that in a bit, but TJ is saying that he's from UK. I think you could try using Webull. Try using Webull, TJ. If you have the turbo trader function, right, then you can track it. So when you basically you can, okay, this is what's going to look like, right? If you start buying this on the chart and stuff, you can basically execute everything on the chart itself. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so for example, let's say you have a buy order that you want to cancel. Let's say, for example, you missed out, okay? You do this. You set a 500 buy order at maybe 1.42 or something. Let's say, for example, you don't do it this way. You do it from the Webull Turbo Trader function. This is exactly going to be like this. I mean, not exactly the layout like that and the design, no. But in terms of like the execution is exactly the same. So you have the chart over here. You have the buy and sell button over here. The amount as well. And then once you send it, if let's say it's missed, it didn't get filled, what you can do is you can just click on this on the chart as well. You can do that on the chart. And you can drag it up and down to adjust the price. So you can see, right? This is a 1.44 limit. Let's say right now it goes up a little bit. You want to fill a little bit higher. Drag it up to what you want. You can see that. And then now you get filled. Okay. And then if let's say you want to, again, right, same thing. You press and then it moves a little bit too quick and you missed out. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what's this. What is self? All right. Right. So over here, you have like maybe you want to cancel the order. You just have to press this X and the order's cancelled. That's it. So you track everything on the chart. Right. You can draw everything on the chart. So when the price goes up, you'll be ready to sell. If the price breaks this, you'll be ready to sell. You make a decision on the chart. Yeah. So everything is done over here. You can just drag it. It's easy. You don't have to go through the hassle of changing a lot of stuff. You can just drag the change. It's very, very easy. Okay, Kia B, sorry, silly question, but how do you know if you're trading futures or Forex? What's the difference? I don't touch any of those, so I cannot answer you the question, but Forex is currency pairs. So anything with USD, JPP, USD, JPY, these are Forex. Futures is NASDAQ, CME, and this kind of stuff. It's just very different. It's like different, you know. I mean, it's still trading, okay, but it's just different instruments. That's all, right? Okay. So TJ is asking again, how do you screen stocks that have high potential each day? Now, we have a screener in the room, right? It's inside the trading chat. And the screener is inside the trading chat. It pretty much tells you what tickers is running. Or let's say if you don't have that, you can go over the top gainers under bots, and then you can see what is the top gainers for the day and then adjust it accordingly. It updates every few seconds when the market's open. Right now it's the weekend, so it's not updated. But you can use on this, or you can just check the live scanner in the trading chat. All right, TJ? Yeah. The scanners are very expensive, by the way. All right, you know when you want to day trade, you gotta spend money on scanners, guys. For every single one of you guys over here, you know, maybe you guys are okay with using one yourself, right? Scans is a trading scanner. You look at how expensive it is. Per month, you gotta spend an additional $197. But you don't need that over here. It's all provided for you guys over here. So don't waste this money on this. Okay, so race. Let's back to Ray's question. I don't think so. Oh, he's still here. Okay, so how does float relate to an upcoming trade? Blah blah blah. Okay, so we're on to that first. Now, I answered this before. Okay, but I think this is something that a lot of you guys probably do not know. For those guys who are new, all right. Now the float of a ticker. Now I don't want to explain to you guys what this exactly is. You can just ask Chat GPT yourself. Okay, but I'll put it in a way where it's easy for you guys to understand, right? And it's more applicable to you guys, right? It resonates more with you guys. So think of a float as the weight of a stock, right? Weight, like you know how heavy the stock is. Okay. So if we compare Apple. All right, no, let's not take Apple first. We take let's say DPRO, for example. Okay. Now M, replace it, right? M is based million, okay, it's fine, it's cool. But think of it as kilograms or pounds, if you guys use pounds. All right. Or kilograms. I use kilograms. If you guys use pounds, use pounds. So be it. Doesn't matter. Let me ask you guys this. Is 5 kilograms / 5 pounds heavy? Can you guys carry it yourself? Yes or no? Yes or no? Is 5 kilograms heavy? Is 5 pounds heavy? Can you guys carry it yourself? Anyone? Yes? It's light. You guys can carry it yourself, right? Correct? It's light, right? So if I change it to BTBT now, is 300 pounds / 300 kilograms, which is what this number is, light or heavy? Can you guys carry it yourself? It's very heavy, right? So the lighter the float, the more aggravated the move is. Why do you guys think VLCN did that insane move the other day? It's because it is 0.5 pounds. Not even 5 pounds, by the way. It's 0.5. It's 0.5 kilograms. That's why VLCN did that move the other day. Because it's light as shit. Right? Is it more understandable for you guys? You know, if we resonate in terms of weight, it's light as shit. Price moves better. But of course, as there's always two sides to a coin. Always remember this. As price moves easily to the upside, it can also come down very quick, right? It works both ways. But if you compare to a stock like BTBT, this shit is heavy as hell. It's heavy as hell. Right? It's heavy. It's even though you have a lot of volume, right? It's heavy. It's not sustainable. So when we day trade, float is very important. Right? Float is very, very important because generally for me, I always like to touch float that are smaller, as small as possible if I have the option to. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Okay. TOS don't have that, unfortunately, Elizabeth. Right? TOS doesn't have that feature. So I always just take my information from Finviz as well. Okay. If the scanners you guys use on the trading chat also helps show as well. But let me see if I is. So there we go over here. Although this one doesn't show. Some of them don't have the data. Some of them have it. Like you see right here. TNFA float is 13.5 million. So 13.5 kilograms is pretty light. It's not for me, anything under 10 still the best, but you know. TOS don't have that information, so I don't use it. Guys, I'll be honest with you guys one thing, right? Broker scanners like Thinkorswim or Thinkorswim, you know, maybe even Webull has pretty nice, but Webull is not really accurate as well. Dilution tracker, Finviz is what I use. But Thinkorswim scanners, broker scanners sucks, which is why I don't use it. Okay, if you want to use any scanners on your broker, I think it's good for scanning swing stocks maybe, but if you want to day trade and stuff, momentum, volume, and all that, you gotta have a live scanner. Thinkorswim don't have that. I don't think so. I never really cared to exploit it because I never really liked the scanner on Thinkorswim anyway. So yeah. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. Curious what this like you do open daily for example. Yeah. No. I just said Finviz. Finviz. Yeah. No, I don't use TradingView. I use Thinkorswim. I use TradingView. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me pause. Let me stop the recording right now.